Ever since I was little, I've been a chatterbox. So much so that my mum once got so fed up, she hired a group of people to kidnap me. Turned out I ended up chatting happily with the kidnappers and even managed to charm the guy's son. Mum, what's for dinner tonight? Mum, are we eating carrots tonight? Mom, I don't like carrots. Can you put less in? Mum, if you chop them up this tiny, will they even taste good? Mum, why aren't you answering me? Aren't I your favorite baby anymore? Mum, get out. My mum flung down the pot lid and snapped at me. I swallowed hard and ran straight to my dad. Dad, Mum yelled at me again. Dad, what are you doing? Watering the flowers? Dad, what's this flower called? Why is it this color? Dad. Oh, sweetheart, are you hungry? Here, Daddy's giving you 5 yuan. Go buy some snacks downstairs and share with your friends. As I held the 5 yuan and opened the door, I overheard Dad complaining to Mum. Tell me, who does this kid take after? How can she be this talkative? My name is Isabel. Dad said he chose it, hoping I'd grow up to be a quiet, graceful lady. Not only did I fail to become a lady, but my mouth never stopped running. When I first learned to talk, I could chat half the day with the neighbor's dog until I wore the lively golden retriever out flat. My mom's a teacher, my dad's a cop, both dead tired after work and never in the mood to talk. The whole family's a bunch of introverts, except they gave birth to me, a non-stop chatterbox. When Love Mistaken for Life first aired, my mom actually suspected I might have been switched at birth. But I was the only girl born in that ward around that time, so her hope of swapping kids was completely crushed. Mom, do you really wish you could switch me for another kid? Mom, if I really had been switched, would you love me more or her more? Mom, does that other family have money? Would that make me the legendary real rich daughter? What if the fake rich daughter turns out mean? Would you protect me, Mom? She was grading papers and brushed me off. No. Love you. Protect you. Be good. Go find your dad. Right then, my dad, who was playing Minesweeper, stiffened. He immediately pulled a few bills out of his pocket and told me to go play with Jason. Jason was the son of Dad's old comrade, the heartthrob of our neighborhood. Good looks, good grades, good character. While other boys were still playing with trading cards, Jason was buttoned up in a white shirt heading off to math competitions. When other boys were licking the wrappers after eating spicy snacks, Jason was buying me skewers of spicy meat from the food cart outside the school gate. Most importantly, Jason was the only one who didn't mind me talking too much. Come to think of it, I first met Jason because his dad once kidnapped me. Back in 4th grade, I was walking home alone when a man stopped me to ask for directions. I walked him toward the place while chatting away, and next thing I knew, I was shoved into a van. That man turned out to be Jason's dad. He'd just been transferred here and was doing my parents a favor testing my alertness. Because back in kindergarten, I'd once led the whole class to line up and board a trafficker's van. My parents had never trusted me, always inventing new drills to sharpen my vigilance. Wow, Uncle, is this a kidnapping? How much ransom are you planning to ask for? I get carsick. Can I sit up front? Uncle, can you turn the AC away from me? I'm cold. Uncle, could you buckle my seatbelt? My hands are tied. When you call my mom for ransom later, remember to remind her not to cook my dinner tonight. Uncle, can you take a picture of me and let me borrow your phone to post on my QQ space? The driver in front finally lost it and barked, "Shut up! No talking!" I jumped, nodded quickly, and dared not speak again. But I still overheard him muttering to Jason's dad. This kid's not just a chatterbox. She's a little dim, too. Talking a lot's a good thing, Lively. My boy barely says in a month what this girl says in a day. His mom's so worried she's dragged him to the hospital for tests multiple times. I wasn't dim, I wasn't scared because I'd seen these 2 uncles in Dad's photo albums before. Honestly, Dad always used the same guys for these stunts. Never any creativity, as expected. The whole thing ended with my parents successfully rescuing me. The script was as stale as the Spring Festival gala sketches that always end with everyone shouting, "Let's make dumplings!" Later, when our families got closer, I learnt Jason barely spoke because he'd been abused by a nanny when he was little. His parents were busy with work and left him in her care. The nanny not only withheld food but sometimes locked him in a dark room. By the time his parents realized, he already showed signs of autism. After learning that, I liked clinging to Jason even more. Honestly, who doesn't love a strong yet tragic type? Jason transferred to my class in 3rd grade, became my desk mate, and stayed in my class all the way through senior year. He'd bossed me around since we were kids, and I thought college would finally free me. Nope, we ended up at the same university. Jason, that devil. In elementary school, he wouldn't let me talk in class. In high school, he kept an eye on me so I wouldn't date early. And in college, he even made sure I ate breakfast every day. I'm exhausted. What a crappy world. At 7:30 a.m., my phone alarm rang. I squinted at the screen, answered, and heard Jason's familiar voice. "Fried buns or tofu pudding? Either's fine. You pick. I don't care." Sigh. Sometimes I really love being alive. Makes me feel like I don't want another lifetime. Groggy and cranky, I shuffled downstairs. Jason had already been waiting a while. He knew my morning temper was worse than Sadako's, so after handing me breakfast, he just left. "First period class at 8. Uppercut, jab, left hook, right hook, sweep kick. Spin kick! This is Spider-Man digging earwax. This is a tornado wrecking the parking lot. This is an antelope kick, a goat jump. Crow takes flight. Mouse in a maze. Who doesn't go a little nuts in college?" We're all just hanging on. After secretly finishing breakfast, I was about to crawl back into bed when the class rep texted that I was still 1 credit short on the Pocket Campus app. The news was so bad it took me a beat to process. "Please slap me awake." I turned to my roommate Anna, who was drooling over a shirtless TikTok guy. I handed her the class rep's message and groaned. "First Pocket Campus, now fun run, are we in college or prison?" With no choice, my roommate started brainstorming. "Did you donate blood yet?" I nodded. I did last month. "Volunteer work?" Went to the nursing home last week. "Clubs. Joining a club gets you credits." "Which clubs are still recruiting now?" "That childhood friend of yours. Isn't he the vice president of the new media club?" "Oh, right, I'd have to beg him." After much polite pleading, Jason finally agreed to give me a chance. This guy, such a big ego for a small title. He even called a few members to interview me. The interview was set for the afternoon. I skipped lunch and prepped a PPT and speech to earn those credits. When I got to the activity room, Jason and a few others were already seated. Start with a quick self-introduction. "Hi everyone, I'm Isabel. I'm outgoing, love sports, and a great team player. I'd signed up for a gym membership and added every six-pack, 6-foot-tall trainer on WeChat. I'm fluent in Japanese and Korean, able to understand most daily conversations. I'd rewatched several classic dramas 3 times over. I'm proficient with Office, Photoshop, and the whole Adobe suite, meaning I knew how to open and close them and type. I have leadership experience. I've managed million-dollar projects, worked with Fortune 500 companies, and communicated effectively across departments, meaning I once supervised a COVID test line, shopped on Taobao, and negotiated with customer service during returns. I believe if we ride the wave of self-media and learn from the top influencers, we can definitely build our own playbook. That line didn't mean anything, just pure fluff. Jason had already raised his brows and crossed his arms at my love sports claim, watching me, no judging me through my whole spiel. When I finally finished, the room fell silent. After a long pause, Jason asked, "What do you guys think?" "Isabel, I really like your presentation style. I think you'd be a great fit for our club." "Huh? What style?" "Yeah, I agree. With Isabel on board, we won't have to worry about our year-end report," a bespectacled guy in the corner said, and everyone else nodded in agreement. Yeah, this kind of fluffy, empty rhetoric is perfect for work reports. Exactly. The kind of words that go in one ear and out the other, but add nothing perfect for padding year-end summaries. Excuse me? Fluffy and empty? Have you people no manners? Am I not allowed to polish my resume just a little? Still, whatever the process, the result was satisfying. Thanks to my stellar resume, I successfully joined the new media club. After filling out the forms, I was packing up to leave when Jason stopped me. "Want to grab dinner?" "Nope. Promised my roommate I'd hit the study hall. Time to buckle down and study hard." "Not even for roast duck?" I swallowed hard, but stood my ground. "Jason, what's wrong with you? You're holding me back. At our age, how can you still think about eating? You should be burning the midnight oil, studying new ideas, striving to be a model youth, and devoting your precious energy to the rise of the nation." I spun around, leaving Jason only my tall, noble silhouette. Truth is, before I even came here, I'd already planned with my roommates to hit the new campus bar tonight and see the world. If I passed the interview, we'd celebrate. If I failed, we'd drown my sorrows. Back at the dorm, I slipped into my hottest outfit, ready for the night. "Isabel, you sure about this? Aren't you afraid Jason will find out?" Jason's always on my case, laying down rules left and right, just like my mum. Come on, what's the harm in a little nightlife? Besides, I already told him I'd be studying tonight and not to call. I said it without a shred of guilt. After tonight, I could finally say I'd lived a little. We each ordered a drink, and as soon as I saw the dance floor packed with bodies moving to the beat, I got excited. And once I get excited, I start running my mouth. This is my first time in a bar. So this is what bars look like. Just like on TV. These people are way too trendy. My rheumatism's acting up. Hey, do you think my 3 roommates couldn't take it anymore and urged me onto the dance floor? I was just about to shrug off my jacket when Jason's WeChat popped up. "Where are you?" Seriously? Didn't I just tell him I was studying and not to bother me? "Study hall." I lied without blinking. "Oh? Look behind you." My whole body froze. No way. No way my first act of rebellion is gonna blow up in my face. Right? No. I had to flip this around. Beat him to the punch and accuse him. I even rehearsed the lines in my head. "Jason, what are you doing here? You came to a bar? Just wait till I tell your parents. Wasting your youth on clubbing? At our age? Shame on you. We should be using our time to contribute to society." With my speech ready, I turned my head with tragic resolve, Nobody there. The sneaky bastard tricked me. Keeping a straight face, I texted back. "Actually, I see a girl behind me scribbling furiously, pouring sweat into her grad school prep. What's this? A reminder for me to chase the sunrise and work harder? Got nothing to say now, do you?" Image. Tisk. Who's this hottie in a microskirt and heavy makeup? Oh, it's me. Nice shot. Actually, wait. What? How the hell does Jason have this photo? Could he really be here? I searched the room but didn't spot him. Then his voice message came through. "This is what you call studying? I'm conducting research on modern college students' nightlife for my thesis." Jason probably didn't expect me to bluff so shamelessly. He choked for a second, then ground out. "I want to see you outside the bar in half an hour. And put your jacket back on." Ugh, this guy is insufferable. After shadowboxing a few combos at the air, I decided, screw it. Drink while I can. Half an hour left. If I came all this way, I couldn't just sit here. A bar without booze is no different from a milk tea shop. After a quick round of self-hypnosis, I downed my drink in 3 gulps. Meh, no flavor. While my roommates weren't looking, I polished off theirs too. Next thing I knew, I was out cold. I woke up the next morning in my dorm bed. My roommates asked if I remembered anything from last night. I thought hard, then shook my head. Over the next half hour, with their dramatic reenactment and multiple videos as evidence, the horror of last night finally came back to me. Apparently, as soon as they dragged me out of the bar, Jason showed up. Half conscious, I threw myself at him. Hey, handsome. You look familiar. What's your name? I slurred, clinging to him. He struggled to keep me upright, wrestle my jacket on, and still spare a moment to humor a drunk mess like me. I'm Jason. And then came the video of me dancing while screaming Jason's name into the mic. God, I wished aliens would invade Earth and wipe everyone's memory clean. I'm Jason. Crossing mountains, swallowing rivers, the waters flow. I'm Jason, famous and mighty, shaking the world like a god. I'm Jason, dark as night, no regrets in this life. I am Jason. In the video, after I finished my rap, the packed bar went silent for 3 seconds, then exploded in laughter. Damn, I suddenly feel secondhand embarrassment for Jason. I'm officially not Jason for the next few days. Why's everyone embarrassed? I think this girl's got talent. By the way, I'm not Jason. Drunk off my ass, I had no clue what I was doing. I even started collecting strangers' names on the street to freestyle about them too. Just remembering that disaster made me comb my toes into the floor. Even a social butterfly like me didn't want to speak again. By the way, Isabel, are you sure you and Jason aren't a thing? Seeing my "What the hell are you talking about" face, the three of them jumped in all at once. You have no idea how worried Jason was about you last night. Yeah, and you even hit on him. I hit on Jason? No way. I didn't believe it. The three of them, seeing my doubt, launched into a vivid retelling. After your rap, you flung yourself into Jason's arms and demanded to see his abs. When he refused, you threw a tantrum and tried to force it. I was that sleazy? They all nodded in perfect unison. Ignoring my horrified face, they acted it out. When the physical flirting failed, you switched to verbal. Jason, what are you doing here? Heh, now that I've tasted nightlife, I don't want to hang with anyone who hasn't been to a bar, unless you let me feel your abs. Jason, your lashes are so long. How many are there? Don't move. Let me count. I shoved my head into my pillow, deciding I'd live the rest of my life as an ostrich. You have no idea how close you two were almost kissing. And none of you thought to stop it. They just stood by watching me lose it. What kind of friends do that? We've never seen anyone actually kiss in real life. We were curious. I took a deep breath to tamp down my urge to strangle them. And then you puked all over him. Talk about a whiplash plot twist. How did this story jump from rom-com to horror flick in seconds? Knowing Jason's neat freak tendencies, I decided I'd better lay low for a while. But just as I made up my mind to avoid him, my phone rang. Sober now? I instinctively nodded, then realized he couldn't see and whispered, Yeah, I'm downstairs. Come down. What? He came to settle accounts already? I quickly ran the numbers. Jason versus me. Jason 6'1", 175 pounds. Allegedly an 8-pack. Me 5'6", 110 pounds. Confirmed to have a belly pouch. Jason loves working out, and even took taekwondo. I get winded climbing 6 dorm floors and have to rest twice on the way. Jason's fists are the size of sandbags. I can only handle 3 red bean buns in one sitting. SOS Isabel in danger. The wind is bleak. The river runs cold. Isabel goes and may not return. Tearfully bidding farewell to my dorm mates, I dragged myself downstairs, replaying every possible outcome. Life or death, the moment was here. At such a critical juncture, there was only one solution. Better kneel early than late. If I dropped fast enough, maybe the beating wouldn't count. The second I got downstairs, I confessed obediently. Jason, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied about going to the study hall and then snuck off to the bar, getting wasted and puking all over you. I really know I was wrong. Please forgive me. Honestly, I didn't even want to go. It was my roommate's idea. I flat out refused at first, but they dragged me along. I already gave them a piece of my mind. If you're still mad, I'll call them down for you to beat up. Just don't hit me. I'm scared of pain. I betrayed my roommates without the slightest guilt. Whatever. I'd already said it. If he had a problem, he could go after them. Seeing Jason's silence, I started to get nervous. Since you're that angry, then I'll let you hit me once. I pitifully held out my hand, eyes shut, and added instructions. Not the head. I still want to grow a few centimeters. Not the face either. I don't want scars. Not the stomach. Or I'll get hurt inside. Just hit my hand, okay? From the corner of my eye, I saw Jason raise his hand. Oh my God. I was just joking, he's actually gonna hit me? I whimpered. Jason's fists were the size of sandbags. One punch and I'd be coughing up the bean buns I ate this morning. But instead, Jason just ruffled my hair and sighed. You're not gonna hit me? How could I dare? If I lay a hand on you today, tomorrow my dad would beat the crap out of me. He wasn't wrong. Not long after the kidnapping incident, Jason's family moved upstairs, and his parents treated me even better than they treated him. About me puking on you. I glanced at Jason nervously and found him staring at me with that half smile, half smirk. I quickly promised, I'll never drink again. I'm not saying you can't drink, just don't drink that much. And you girls going to bars like that, it's dangerous. If you really want to go next time, let me come with you. I knew I was in the wrong this time, so I nodded obediently. All right, head upstairs. Here's some millet porridge. After drinking so much last night, have something light for your stomach. So he came to bring me porridge. I thought he was here to settle accounts. After Jason left, I went back to my dorm. I thought it was over, but just as I finished the porridge, my mum called. Isabel, you've really grown bold, huh? A girl going to a bar at night, getting wasted. What do you think you look like? Jason even had to come pick you up. Can't you give me one day of peace? I was confused how she knew, until Anna handed me her phone. Turns out someone filmed my drunken freestyle last night, and it went viral in the city. Will no one speak up for guys named Jason? Because of that, my mum docked my allowance for a month. Anyone gonna speak up for me? Midnight cravings hit, and I thought of a crazy Thursday feast. I checked my wallet balance and asked myself, do I really need it today? After half an hour of reflection, the answer was yes. Absolutely. No money? Then of course I'd hit up my dear old dad. Hello, Dad. I'm a spy, codenamed Twilight. My friend Anya and I were kicked out by Monsieur's brother Yuri. We're starving and freezing outside. Anya's demanding a burger. If I can't fulfill her wish, she'll throw a fit and refuse to attend Eden Academy, dooming Operation Strix. For the sake of world peace, please transfer me 50 so I can take Anya to Crazy Thursday. 2 minutes later, Dad replied, Dear daughter, this is your father. To stop me from funding you, your mum confiscated all my stash money. She also said if I dared secretly give you any, she'd dock my allowance for the next 2 months. Right now, your old man's pockets are emptier than his face. Can't even buy cigarettes, mooching off co-workers instead. For the sake of your father's dignity, please transfer me 20 for a pack of smokes. Where's your manly pride? Rebel! Screenshot taken. Send me 40 or I'll forward this to your mum. Despicable. After sending Dad 40, my already thin wallet shrank even more. With no choice left, I turned to Jason. Hey, you awake? Yeah. What's up? Why aren't you sleeping? Staying up late is bad for your health. Fine is 100. Pay up. Let's see if you dare again. Mum, cut off my allowance. I'm hungry. Want to get crazy Thursday. Jason instantly transferred me 1,000. Thanks, boss. You're so generous. I'll be your loyal servant forever. Follow your every command. If you tell me east, I'll never go west. If you tell me eat, I wouldn't dare touch chicken. Cut the crap. Don't eat fried chicken this late. Have some milk and go to bed. Tomorrow I'll take you for barbecue. He's too much. I could cry. The next day at noon, Jason really took me for barbecue. We hadn't even gone inside when we ran into his roommate. After a quick hello, his roommate seemed to remember something. and turned to Jason. Hey, I heard the campus belle asked you to spend Christmas with her. Lucky guy. The campus belle? Chasing Jason? Surely he wouldn't agree, right? He'd reject her, definitely. Jason was such a stick in the mud. But what if he didn't? Just thinking about it killed my appetite. I poked at the sauce in my bowl gloomily. Why aren't you eating? Jason slid some grilled meat into my bowl, his long fingers deft. The campus belle's chasing you? I asked casually. Jason didn't answer, just flipped the chicken wings on the grill. She asked you out for Christmas? Where to? Are you going? Do you want me to go? Jason suddenly set down his chopsticks and stared at me seriously. My heart pounded so hard I could hardly breathe. What does it have to do with me? If you want to go, go. Inside. That wasn't what I meant, but my pride wouldn't let me say otherwise. What I wanted to say was, don't go. If you go, I'll be upset. But what right did I have? Just because I was his childhood friend? Jason would have girlfriends eventually. He'd have his own life. Thinking about that made me feel low. After my answer, Jason said nothing more, and I didn't bring it up again either. Back in the dorm, the thought still gnawed at me. My mind was a mess. For days, I lay sprawled on my bed, overthinking, my mood souring as Christmas drew closer. Anna said I was like a firecracker, ready to explode at the smallest spark. Though she'd never dated, Anna read tons of romance, BL, and good luck novels, and even dabbled in writing smut. She was our dorm's undisputed theory queen. With no one else to turn to, I asked her for advice as a last resort. So Jason, getting asked out made you upset? Based on my extensive experience, there are 3 possibilities. What 3? Ignoring her air of mystery, I pressed urgently. First, you're on your period. I shook my head, so Anna continued. Second, you're a player, and Jason's just one of the fish in your pond. Now that someone else is eyeing your fish, your possessiveness is flaring up, but I doubt it you don't have the chops for that. So that leaves the last option. Eliminate the impossible, and whatever remains, no matter how unlikely, must be the truth. Third, you like Jason. Hearing another girl ask him out made you jealous. Are you serious? The conclusion hit me like a truck. Believe it or not. Anna shrugged, went back to her novel, leaving me dumbstruck. I like Jason. I first met him in 3rd grade. Back then, I was so talkative the teacher stuck the quietest kid, Jason, beside me to shut me up. But after half a semester, not only did I keep chattering, I even dragged him into whispering with me. The teacher was furious and called our parents. My folks weren't too mad, they were used to me. Jason's parents, on the other hand, were overjoyed. They even brought a can of cocoa to thank me. They said Jason usually barely said 10 words a day, but after sitting with me, he started talking in class. From then on, our families grew closer. Jason was always the golden child. Straight A's from elementary to high school, representing the school in provincial competitions, but he was always my best friend. He shared every treat with me, gave me his pocket money, even stood up for me when I got bullied. With a Jason this good, isn't it only natural I'd fall for him? Didn't take me long to accept it. I liked Jason. So what? It just proved my taste was excellent. Being liked by me was Jason's good fortune. Once I figured it out, I decided to seize the initiative, confess before Christmas Eve. No time like the present. So tonight, it was. After rehearsing with my roommates and memorizing my love letter by heart, I asked Jason to meet me at the track. As I left, my roommates lined up to cheer me on. Go, Isabel! You're the best! Yeah! Your love letter's so moving. If I were Jason, I'd cry on the spot. On the way to the track, I was brimming with confidence. But the moment I saw Jason, my mind went blank. What was I supposed to say again? The first line of the letter, what was it? Something about the world is full of people. So many, and then what? Way to choke at the critical moment, Isabel. With nothing else to fall back on, I had to improvise. Jason, did you eat yet? My roommates and I had this amazing spicy mix today. Next time it's on me. Actually, we weren't planning on spicy mix at first. I wanted hot pot skewers. Anna wanted a chicken wrap. But when we got to the cafeteria and I saw the new spicy mix stall, I said we should try it. Me too. We waited forever for our order. And at first they even gave us the wrong dish. Then I said me too. Oh, okay. Got it. Thanks. Cool. I had no idea what I was even saying. Only that my face was burning up. My whole body steaming. I thought I'd have to wait ages for you to figure it out. Seeing me flustered, Jason ruffled my hair with a smile. Isabel, I've liked you for a long time. Will you be my girlfriend? What about the campus belle? Jason froze for 2 seconds before realizing what I meant, then gave a helpless smile. I barely even know her. I turned her down the moment she asked. The only one in my heart is you, my little chatterbox. Oh, I tried my best to keep a straight face and not burst out laughing. That "oh" sounded calm and indifferent on the surface, like I didn't care at all. In reality, I was so thrilled. I wanted to sprint 800 meters and spin 3.5 times mid-air. So was that. Oh, a yes, an agreement, an approval, or consent. Guess you're stuck with me now, boyfriend. Well, thank you kindly, girlfriend. Jason laughed and pulled me into a hug. Our first relationship, and neither of us had a clue what we were doing. We just held hands, strolled a few laps around the track, and called it a night. When Anna heard all we did on our first day as a couple was hold hands at the track, she scolded me for ages. I'm not saying you two have to go full romance novel hot and heavy, but at least give us CP fans a kiss to feast on. What kind of shameless books are you even reading? Not just reading, I write them too. Wanna see? Anna never could have guessed that one day, thanks to her smut writing, she'd find her true love. But that's a story for later. For now, I spent every day glued to Jason. He really was the best boyfriend in the whole world. As for my roommates, what were their names again? Didn't matter. I had a boyfriend now, and had no interest in hanging with single dogs anymore. Ha! Ever since I found out Jason had crushed on me for so long, I loved teasing him. Jason, when did you start liking me? Oh, Jason. You've been coveting me for that long, huh? Jason, am I the prettiest girl in the world to you? Every time, Jason would blush to his ears and eventually shut me up with his lips, so I couldn't keep teasing. Time passed with me and Jason wrapped up in each other, while my roommates called us nauseating lovebirds, and I shot back that they were just single dogs. Before I knew it, winter break was here. Jason and I agreed not to tell our families yet. What? Are you ashamed of me? Or are you just playing around, planning to dump me when you're bored and leave me alone, miserable and abandoned? You're a modern-day scumbag, the female Chen Shimei. No, it's not like that. I rushed to explain. I just thought since we'd only been together a short while, our parents would make a huge deal of it. Plus, after knowing each other for so many years, the neighbor brother turning into the boyfriend it was awkward facing, Uncle Tony and Aunt Emily. Uncle Tony would think, I treated you so well, and you still went after my cabbage? We'll tell them in the summer, okay? Summer. Jason kept his stern face, and only after I agreed to a bunch of humiliating, unequal terms did he finally nod, though still sulking. Uncle Tony came to pick us up, and Jason and I sat in the back. Winter nights fell fast, the car dim inside. After a few casual questions, Uncle Tony focused on driving. I leaned against the window watching the streetlights, when suddenly another hand clamped tightly over mine. Jason, you jerk! I told you on the train not to, and you even agreed! I shot him a glare then, when Uncle Tony was busy with the GPS, smacked his hand hard and yanked mine back. The sharp slap rang loud in the quiet car. Uncle Tony glanced at the rearview mirror. What was that? Oh, nothing. Just a mosquito. I killed it. A mosquito? In the middle of winter? Yeah. Weird weather these days. Barely scraped through that one. Jason rubbed his reddened hand, giving me a pitiful look. I felt a twinge of guilt I had hit, harder than I meant. Once we were out of the car and in the elevator, standing behind Uncle Tony, I slipped my hand into Jason's left hand, rubbed it gently, then gave it a little shake. That finally appeased the sulky idiot. And so we carried on our half-month underground romance kisses, hugs, piggyback rides when parents weren't around, and a careful 2-meter gap when they were. Even being so cautious, we still got caught. The day before New Year's, my mum and Aunt Emily went to play mahjong. Uncle Tony had a shift. Dad was at chess. Jason and I snuck off to the park. At the park, Jason dragged me to a secluded spot and pushed me against a tree for a kiss. He held me tight, his whole body pressed to mine, hormones thick in the air. I was dizzy, mind blank, knees weak. By the time it ended, I was practically hanging off him. Jason cradled me close, and it took ages before I came back to myself. Just as I was about to tell him to be more careful, I looked up, and there were our parents, all 4 of them, watching with auntie smiles. My whole face went scarlet. God, how long had they been standing there? How much had they seen? I nudged Jason to look back. When he saw them, he froze too. Dad and Uncle Tony both wore the same expression. Finally, after all these years, our pigs learned how to raid the cabbages. Except my dad was looking at me, and Uncle Tony was looking at Jason. Dad, Mum, what are you doing here? Dad, weren't you on shift? Mum, shouldn't you be playing mahjong? Jason shot a helpless look at his parents, who were pretending to admire flowers. I told you something was up with them. The vibe's totally different this time home. I've been a cop for years, and they thought they could fool me? Ignoring Jason's questions, all 4 pretended not to see us and turned away, chatting as they walked. Yeah, Jason's eyes never leave Belle. I knew something was fishy when I picked them up the other day. Belle was holding Jason's hand in the elevator. They thought I didn't notice, but the mirror showed everything clear as day. Is there anything more embarrassing than getting caught kissing by your parents? All Jason's fault. Furious, I pounded him with my fists. Either way, we still had to go home. And Jason said a pretty wife always had to meet the in-laws. Sure enough, when we walked in, all 4 parents were happily camped on our couch. Isabel, we really have you to thank. I always worried our quiet Jason would never find a girlfriend. Thank goodness you didn't mind him. That's right. If he ever bullies you, just tell me and Aunt Emily. We'll stand up for you. Oh, come on, Tony. You make it sound like Jason's the troublemaker. From the time they were kids, it was Isabel bullying him. I should be thanking Jason for not minding my silly daughter. Mum, when was I ever silly? Say what you want, but don't attack my character. You're not silly? Think back on all the dumb things you've done. Need me to remind you about 3rd grade? She was talking about a certain ridiculous incident back then. That weekend I'd gone to a friend's house and lost track of time, only heading home around dinner. As soon as I got back to the neighborhood, everyone was in a panic, saying a kid had gone missing and urging me to help search. Not knowing anything, I joined them, searching for over 2 hours. By the time I was sweaty and exhausted, I went home for water only to bump into my frantic mom. She grabbed me and burst into tears, and I thought something awful had happened. Turns out the missing kid was me. That night, the whole neighborhood echoed with my wails. From my mum's beating, of course. Everyone laughed at the story now, except me. Blushing to death, Jason was grinning wide until I glared. Then he pursed his lips, but his eyes were still sparkling with laughter. Once our parents found out, we no longer had to sneak around. Jason was thrilled, wanting to be glued to me all the time. After winter break, when I went back to school, Aunt Emily secretly handed me a jade bracelet, saying it was the Smith family heirloom for a daughter-in-law. I was so freaked out, I shoved it at Jason to return right away. Jason didn't care. If they gave it to you, keep it. No way. That's for your future wife. It's precious. You're gonna get it sooner or later anyway. Still no. It's way too soon. What if we seeing Jason's face darken? I swallowed the rest of my words. I knew it. You're just messing around with me, never planning to take responsibility. Once you get bored, you'll toss me aside and chase some other guy. What other guy? So if there were, you'd really toss me aside, huh? Sigh, guess I'm just not charming enough to keep you. You used to call me your baby, but look how fast things changed. Now, you don't even want to wear the bracelet. Won't be long before you don't want me either. I do. You're the most charming. I like you the most. After endless coaxing and kissing him a few times, this drama king finally stopped sulking. I don't know where he learned this stuff, but it feels like he's got me wrapped around his finger. Can someone please return the old, taciturn Jason to me? Jason's diary, August 15, 2011. Today, Mum and Dad came home and kicked out that awful nanny. The police came too. Mum hugged me and cried non-stop, saying she was sorry. Dad promised he'd always protect me from now on. Seeing them so upset, I forgave them for not protecting me when that horrible nanny locked me in the dark room. August 20, 2011. Today we moved. Dad's comrade in arms lives downstairs. They have a little girl. She's really pretty, but noisy, always chattering non-stop. September 2, 2011. So, that girl's name is Isabel. She's anything but quiet. Teacher said Isabel would sit next to me, and I was supposed to keep her from talking in class. I'll try. October 15, 2011. Isabel's stories are so funny. Somehow she makes the most boring things sound hilarious. Today in class, I couldn't help asking her what happened next. First time I ever spoke during class. Of course the teacher caught me. She said tomorrow, our parents would be called in. October 16, 2011. Today, Mum, Dad, and Isabel's parents all got scolded in the office. But her parents didn't seem mad. Isabel said they're used to it. My parents weren't angry either. In fact, they seemed happy. As soon as we got home, they grabbed a tin of cocoa and went over to Isabel's house. Grown-ups are weird. How can they get scolded and not be mad? November 16, 2011. After school, the teacher told me to clean our assigned area. Isabel waited by the iron gate. Somehow, she got her butt stuck between the bars and couldn't get out. We both tried pulling, but no luck. Then the guard called the fire department. When the firefighters arrived, they asked how she even managed it. Isabel said she didn't know. Isabel was super nervous, talking non-stop to the firefighters. Uncle, be gentle. Don't cut my butt. And don't rip my pants either. If I come to school bare ass tomorrow, I'll die of shame. Uncle, how much is your monthly salary? My dad's a cop. He makes $3,500 a month. But he gives all his pay to my mum, so he only has $500 for himself. I even saw where he hides his stash. Uncle, want me to tell you where he hides it? I'll whisper. The firefighter chuckled, and Uncle Jack, who'd rushed over, went red and clapped a hand over Isabel's mouth. December 3, 2011. This week's essay topic was my most unforgettable experience. I wrote about Isabel getting her butt stuck in the gate. Teacher gave me an A. Isabel was a little mad, but I bought her an Alpenliebe candy, and she forgave me. September 1, 2012. Fourth grade now. Still desk mates with Isabel. I think Isabel is my best friend. March 30, 2015. Middle school's coming up, but Isabel's grades aren't great. I still want to be in the same class as her. Guess I'll have to tutor her for a while. August 30, 2015. Dad said Isabel and I are in the same class again. I'm so happy. July 16, 2017. Last night I dreamed about Isabel. In the dream, Isabel. That's a secret. If she ever found out, she'd definitely get mad. September 5, 2017. Dreamed about Isabel again. Third year of middle school. Teacher asked if I wanted to join the rocket class. I don't. If I go, no one will watch over Isabel, and she won't study properly. I want to be in the same high school as her. September 20, 2018. We made it to the same high school. Lately, the guys have been whispering about which girl is prettiest. Quite a few said Isabel is the class beauty. I want to hide her away so no one else can see. November 26, 2019. This semester we're boarding at school. Isabel keeps overspending her allowance. Oh well. I've got plenty of New Year's money saved up. I'll let her use it. What can I say? I like her. May 19, 2020. Today I saw someone give Isabel a love letter. I almost exploded. Luckily, she didn't accept it. If she had, what could I do? I want my girl to do whatever she wants. February 19, 2021. After the new year, we went back to school on the 7th day. Isabel seemed a little down, but once she was with her friends, she cheered up. Isabel in that red hat looked so beautiful. September 1, 2022. First day of college with Isabel. That silly girl was all smiles, carefree. I was still plotting how to slowly boil the frog until I could bring Isabel home.